I just want to give council and administration a brief timeline of what's going on with the media. First, the budget, there was a budget amendment by the city council where the budget was reduced for the main effect of not funding the PIO or the media director position. Shortly after, Mayor Mapp had a controversial public address expressing his frustration at the city council and other political figures for his lack of support, well, what he considers lack of support. And you know, on a side note, I thought some of his comments were just too personal, and it made it a personal attack versus making it a political statement and just speaking about the issues. Because of that, City Council then had a special meeting to express public condemnation for that public address. And then shortly after, I think the next day, Mayor Mapp cuts funding for the taping of City Council meetings. Then shortly after that, the election happens, and in which the New Democrats did not succeed in taking as many positions or seats as they wanted to. And then the next day, the following day, Lamar Mackson's fired. That's a very strange timeline.
Sad.
And it is sad. And it shows that media is being used as a political tool instead of a city tool, in which the administration or city council or whatever side you want to pick, whatever side you fall on, it seems like you can't use the media tool to express your own political message, then you're going to attack it, or you're going to cut it. And the media tool, the media production, the media department should not be used in that production. If you look at, you know, as everyone spoke about, Lamar has a very strong resume, but you could just keep it as simple as look at his Facebook page, and you see the activity he does in the community with the pictures of his volunteer work and his constant YouTube feeds. I mean, YouTube's been here for a decade, but you now have a fully functional YouTube page dedicated to Plainfield. And you also see all the other great accomplishments he does and it has done for the city of Plainfield. You know, it was mentioned about this idea of cost cutting, but let's just look at the numbers. The 2013 budget for media was $113,000 roughly for the salaries. It was requested that the media budget go up $286,000, but it was reduced to $179,000. So that's an additional $60,000 that went to media. So what is the cost cutting? Why do you need cost cutting? I have a few more minutes.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
So you have $50,000 to $60,000 additional money, and yet people are going to claim broke. That doesn't make sense. I just want to again repeat my frustration with what seems to appears as the administration clearing house for one or selected persons. You know, I know Mayor Mapp. I talked to him on several occasions. I think he's a very intelligent person, but some of his actions have frustrated me and have grown concerned. This is not personal. This should not be taken personal. Politics in this administration and running a city should not be taken personal. And if you have problems with somebody, you can't take it out on other people. And that's what I feel like is happening. The administration is taking it out on Lamar Mackson, as well as taking it out on the city residents who view these tapes online or what have you, or view it later, and he's going to try to restrict it. I think that's just, there's so many other things you could do to find money than restricting tapings. How much does this really cost? I mean, I'm sure people would do it just for the experience. So to claim that, oh, we have to reduce costs by restricting the taping of city council meetings, that's just ridiculous.
Thank you.
I came here in support of Lamar Mackson. I mean, the other brother alluded to the R&B Blues by the Park. I think that's where we met. Maybe before that, he saw us perform there at the group that we had, and he saw what he believed to be a positive representation of the city and what we were doing, and he broke his neck so that we could perform at that show. And we were really taken back by it because he saw that, you know, someone coming from the city of Plainfield, it needs to be, you need to have that support system. You need to help one another. And that's why, you know, when I learn his resume and all the things that he's been a part of and what he's done with PCTV with the Around Plainfield, and I'm now watching these episodes with people making scrumptious food that I would, you know, like to partake in. I didn't know about it before, you know, and I showed it to other people, and they're like, "Oh, this is your public access?" Because, wow, I mean, it's kind of next level. And I'm like, yeah, you know, Lamar Mackson. And they hear that, you know, they're trying to get rid of him. I don't understand it. You know, I don't know budgets and all those type of things. I'm just here supporting the guy that's, you know, stuck his neck out, and when he didn't have to, he's a stand-up guy, and every time we call, he answers the phone, even though he does 100 million things all the time. So, yeah, I think that things should be re-looked at and moved around so that people don't get the feeling that you can, you know, be the A student all your life and make things happen and then just get it taken from you for, you know, because of some numbers.
Thank you.
I've been looking at the station more intensely recently, and let me tell you, it has improved 1,000%. There are cultural things, there are, you know, a review of the council meetings and everything. It is a real treasure for Plainfield, and Lamar should be commended for leading a team that has brought that to this level. I know budgets are tight, but whatever can be done in order to maintain him in a leadership position, I wholeheartedly support.
Thank you.
Also here to, in support of Lamar Mackson and him being rehired for a position in the media relations department. I've been in Plainfield since I was 3 years old, and there are not many people that have a vested interest in the city and seeing that it's succeeding. Lamar Mackson would be that type of person. I worked with Lamar for quite a long time, went to school together, worked together as entrepreneurs. We produced from 2001 to 2005 the Rhythm and Blues Bottom Brook concert in Cedarwood Park. We also worked on he asked me to become a member of the Plainfield Cable Television Advisory Board from 2009 to 2012. Under his leadership, we were able to affect some positive change for the city of Plainfield with respect to, specifically, one of the biggest changes was in franchise relations with the internet service providers, companies like Verizon and Comcast. There are certain fees that they are supposed to pay to the city, a certain percentage, based upon what's paid on someone's bill on a monthly basis. We basically called those companies to the mat for that money that hadn't been basically attained in the past for the sake of media relations, internship programs, things like that Lamar Mackson has put in place as in his position in the media relations department. It's all been positive. When you've done a search, we actually talked about a YouTube search that he did when he first started. Mm-hmm. And the only search that came up was, for the city of Plainfield, was some youth fighting in front of Sin Chinese restaurant. Mm-hmm. So now look at the positive imagery and content that we have on PCTV, the internship program that Lamar Mackson began, and how the media relations department has evolved since he's been there. Under his leadership, he brought some quality members to the Plainfield Cable Television Advisory Board. And because it was him, that's why I came. We're all busy people. But I made time for Lamar because I believe in what he does. I always have. And he has been in Plainfield as long, if not longer, than I have. And there's never been a question about how he put the city first before him, or else he would have left like anybody else. So to attempt to replace him potentially with someone from the outside that does not have a vested interest in the city of Plainfield I don't understand that. It's unfathomable. So I ask that the city of Plainfield, the council, strongly reconsider rehiring Mr. Mackson for this position because he's done nothing but good since he's been here. And because he has that vested interest, I don't foresee him stopping anytime soon to see if he's given another chance. But
Thank you.
I'm here speaking in support of Lamar Mackson. I think we're making a grave error, not truly appreciating the wealth of talent and how much of an asset he is to Plainfield. Born in Plainfield, raised in Plainfield, vested in Plainfield. My father and his father go back to Vietnam, you know, and it's just sad when there's brain drain as a result of that. Like when, you know, prophet is not respected in his own land or in his own home. Mark 6:4. I might be, okay, there we go. But, yeah, just, you know, it's just more of, like, let's just look at stuff as like a chess move and be strategic and logical and like hold our emotions and not be personal, because it ain't about us. It's not about our relationships so much as it is about helping everyone out, all of Plainfield. I like PCTV. It's fun, it's exciting. It captivates people, right? And Lamar has that appeal to cross boundaries, to reach more than one type of demographic. We're making a grave error. We do not reconsider rehiring this man.
Thank you.
So I'm also here in support and on behalf of Lamar Mackson, who I've known all of my adult life. And he has been glue for Plainfield. He has been an advocate for the entire community, an advocate for our children. He has been a voice that has brought politicians and community people, educators, and the city. He's just done a lot in a very short amount of time that had not been done in a long time. And he also put hope, and he has put children back in the forefront of Plainfield, which has been a suffering area for a while. Lamar and I have known each other for a long time, and through our passion for children and our passion and commitment for Plainfield, we've done enormous, amazing things, such as taking 4 youth to Park City, Utah a couple years ago for the Sundance Film Festival. That was unheard of for Plainfield to even get that kind of recognition or that kind of energy through the likes of Olive Brown. Lamar and I worked on a Raisin in the Sun production that was held at the YWCA. Mother's Day weekend of, I believe, 2009, was standing room only. People in Plainfield don't even know that the YWCA has a theater. I mean, he has been a reinventor, he's been a rejuvenator, and I just have I can't believe this, we're all in here like this tonight, but I too was displaced by Plainfield School District a couple of years ago, and it's of course not a good feeling, but when it happens and it's not supposed to happen, it's even more tragic. He's from here like I am. He was born and raised here. His children are here. His parents are here. And even when he didn't get paid to do the job that he is now not in, he was doing it and did a wonderful job. He put Plainfield back on the map. That studio, that media center, the interns, it's just an amazing transformation. We were on the Plainfield Cable Station Advisory Board a couple of years ago, and we had to walk in and just move dust off the tables, and there were no archives or paperwork to find because it was just buried for so many years. So he's brought life back to Plainfield. He's put us back on the map in so many ways. He sleeps, breathes, eats, and probably other things Plainfield 24/7, and he needs to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Intern Lamar's. I started 2 weeks ago. I'm also a journalist from Newport, New Jersey, and I'm born and raised in Plainfield, New Jersey. I love this town, but the media growing up in this town, you tell people you're from Plainfield, and they're not from Plainfield. There's always a stigma that goes with being from Plainfield. There's always been a misrepresentation about Plainfield within the media, and working for Newport, New Jersey, every story that comes from Plainfield is always something very negative, whether it's murder, foreclosure, anything. And I've always wanted to do work for Plainfield, especially media production. And so when I met Lamar a few weeks ago, I told him exactly what I wanted to do, and just watching him, I see that he's passionate about Plainfield. He loves the city just like I do. And PCTV, everything that's produced from PCTV is positive and gives not just the town, but the rest of New Jersey and the rest of the internet just kind of shows people what exactly Plainfield has to offer, and that there is positivity coming out of this town. And so working with PCTV, I really want to be able to produce positive pieces within my town. I love the city, and I also want to be able to try to implement that within News 12 New Jersey as well. Because there's so much positivity coming out of this town, and I just think it's a shame that we're trying to get rid of Mr. Mackson. He's so much to teach us interns, and there's so many years of experience. I'm a young filmmaker and journalist, and I have a lot of respect for this man. And just even though I met him a couple weeks ago, he's taught me a lot already, and I just think you need to rethink the decision, and because he has too much to give to this town, and getting rid of him would be a disservice. And we don't need that, especially you in this town.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.